Hello, I'm Angie Moreski, an investigator with the James Hoyer Law Firm. One of our areas of expertise is whistleblower litigation. John Schilling is one of those whistleblowers. He helped to expose one of the biggest fraud cases ever in U.S. history. John, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Well, John recently wrote a book about his experience. It's called Undercover: How I Went from Company Man to FBI Spy. The James Hoyer Law Firm was co-counsel in his whistleblower case against Columbia HCA, which is a giant healthcare conglomerate that owns hospitals all over the country. John's whistleblower case ultimately helped force Columbia HCA to return more than $1.7 billion to the federal government. Well, John, let's start at the beginning. You were a company guy, an accountant. You just took a job with Columbia HCA. What happened?
The first thing that I was exposed to was an issue that I uncovered. It was a $3.5 million accounting mistake that was made by the auditor, the government's auditor. Mm-hmm. And it benefited the hospital of $3.5 million.
What is the key to what were they doing wrong?
What the scheme was that the company was preparing two sets of books. Not only did I find out that they had just this one $3.5 million reserve, but that the whole company, all the providers, all the hospitals, maintained reserves. And what was put into the reserves was monies that really was due the government.
So they did not want you to correct the problem. They wanted to cover it up?
Correct. They wanted to, keep quiet. They didn't want to repay the money back to the program. They wanted to keep it covered up.
So what do you do at that point?
It was just my gut instinct and was that, this was wrong and it needed to be disclosed. And I didn't feel I could continue to work for this company any longer.
So when you go to the FBI and you tell them about this, you not only told them about it, they enlisted you to go undercover. Tell me what they had you do.
I was able to gather information, take notes. I also taped numerous phone calls with individuals.
Did you feel like a spy?
Absolutely, I did feel like a spy, but I started to enjoy the role after a while. That was a challenge to me, and not only was it a challenge, but I knew that that I was able to gather these documents and information to help the government and to help my Quitom case.
Part of whistleblower litigation is that there is a potential for a monetary reward as an incentive for people like you, insiders who uncover fraud, to come forward and tell the government about it so that they realize that people are cheating them. And in your case, you ultimately were able to split $100 million with another whistleblower. Is that an incentive to do it, or can you not just do it for the money?
Well, my reason is, to do the right thing. The money helps, absolutely, but anybody who does it for the money is crazy, because there are no guarantees, and not all cases are successful. The government intervenes in very few cases, and the cases go on a long time.
As you look back, was it worth it?
I think it was, ultimately, and not only the financial reward, but it was good to see that we did stop a practice that was going on industry-wide, that we did make a difference not only with the company, Columbia HCA, but within the industry.
John, thank you very much for joining us. Absolutely fascinating case. And if you'd like to learn more and read more about John's case, the book is Undercover: How I Went from Company Man to FBI Spy and Exposed the Worst Healthcare Fraud in U.S. History. Thanks for watching.